Okay, when you're ready.
Sorry, just direction it goes.
Yep.
Good morning. We all have a love, or at the very least a modest appreciation for Kansas basketball and what it means to us as students when Allen Fieldhouse reaches decibel levels that could shatter windows and records. But the true beauty of sports lies in what happens behind the scenes and life lessons learned away from the spotlight. We all have to learn these lessons to be successful in life, and I'm here to tell you that sports is just another gateway to that successful life. To many of you, sports might just be a bunch of sweaty bodies competing for a prize that in the grand scheme of things doesn't really matter. But I'm here to tell you that sports is a valuable teacher that can teach us the essential life lessons we need to be successful as we move on from our respective sport. I played sports my entire life, and I can honestly say I could not give this speech right here. I could not attend the University of Kansas if it weren't for the lessons I learned. Sports taught me so many lessons I could not possibly go through them all, so today I've chosen 3. Facing adversity and how to overcome it, value of teamwork, and how to successfully handle your triumphs and failures, both in ways that project future success. Now, as previously mentioned seconds before, sports taught me how to face and encounter adversity and how to overcome it. In sports, momentum plays a huge part of any sport you're playing, and unfortunately sometimes it's just not in your favor. The successful people and the champions are able to flip that momentum, get it back going in their direction, and claw their way back. Repetition is one of the best teachers when it comes to this. Take the Oklahoma Sooners, for example. In early January, they were able to come in here in Allen Fieldhouse and go toe-to-toe with our Jayhawks, simply because they're a senior-laden team with so much experience that Allen Fieldhouse no longer faced them. The same thing goes for everyday life. Over and over again, you will be faced with situations that are not in your favor. And over again, you will get better, and sports can lay that foundation for you. Being on a team probably makes this the most seamless transition. What I mean by that is being on a team holds you accountable, and you don't have a choice but to get over that adversity. Ower Strachan, an author of an online journal entitled Tate, speaks on team sports and how it can help with adversity. He says that being on a team alone should motivate you enough to overcome whatever you need to overcome. He says that the possibility of maybe failing your teammates should be enough motivation for you to do what you need to do, and I completely agree. Now, speaking of being on a team, few things in life can teach you the value of teamwork better than sports can. Whether you're at work, with your spouse in the future, or with your family in the future, you will be in a team scenario for most, if not the entirety of your life. Sports takes the individual talents of individual players and molds them into a cognitive unit that are all going for the same goal. No matter what you choose to do after you graduate here from KU, you will be in that same situation. If you're able to find your niche, find your role on that team, and use your talents to project individual and team success, you'll be able to climb that ladder at work. You'll be able to provide a happy and comfortable life for your family. Dr. Chantel Lumpkin, who's a prominent professor, wrote in a faculty-focused newsletter about group work in schools, saying that no matter what your skill set is, no matter what you bring to the table, bring it, and take your turn it back when it comes to the presentation, referencing the game of baseball. Lumpkin goes on to even talk about individual sports like track and field, saying that just because you're on that track as an individual at that moment in time does not mean your performance and your effort does not go a long way in the team standings as well. Now, once we're able to buy into that thing that is bigger than ourselves and understand that our efforts go into the team as well, once again, you'll be able to climb that ladder at work. You'll be able to provide a comfortable and happy life for your family. Now that I've told you what sports has to say about the value of teamwork, I move to what I believe is the most important aspect sports taught me. It's how to handle your triumphs and failures, both in ways that project future success. In sports and in life, you win some, you lose some. No one is truly undefeated. No one is truly perfect. No one leads the perfect life. The champions and the successful people are the ones who can take those failures and turn them into lessons to improve the next day. Dr. Alan Goldberg of Competitive Advantage Newsletter writes about how failure is vital for success. He states that failure provides vital feedback we need to learn lessons and to improve ourselves so the next day we're a little bit better. Devastating heartbreaks, if used correctly, can also be turned into something positive if done correctly. To relate it to a sports aspect, I can speak from personal experience. My sophomore year of high school, I was on the varsity basketball team that was 25-0 going into the state championship game. We lost that game. I was devastated. But a few weeks later, I was able to bring myself to closure, and that loss immediately became motivation. And that summer, I worked harder than I ever had before, and that next year, I started and received all-league and all-state honors on that same team. To move to a more profound and more famous story, I tell you the story of Jay Williams. And I know this story because I'm currently reading his book, Life is Not an Accident. It's an autobiography. It's his memoir. Jay tells the story about going into the second year of his NBA career. He was involved in a motorcycle accident that shattered his pelvis and broke his legs. Jay tried feverishly to get back to the NBA, but he could never find his form. Sad story. Jay Williams is now a predominant college basketball analyst on ESPN, and every Saturday morning he's on College Game Day, one of the biggest shows out there, talking about the sport he loves. He took his traumatic experience and flipped it into an incredible opportunity that was followed by unimaginable success. That just goes to show that no matter how dark or how high the odds may be stacked against you, sports can lay that foundation on how to overcome such things. And possibly the most important thing is how to handle your triumphs properly. Just because you win a big game or you win the Big 12 regular season championship doesn't mean you're done. Having a never satisfied, always humble, and always wanting more attitude will take you so far between the lines, but I promise you it'll take you so much farther as you move beyond them. As I close, I want to reiterate that sports can teach you so many important lessons, including facing adversity, how to overcome it, the value of teamwork, and how to handle triumph and failure effectively. I hope you now realize that sports isn't a bunch of dumb jocks jumping high and running fast, but instead it's a molder of men and women who have chosen sports as their tool to improve as individuals every single day. So as I leave, I'll leave you with a quote from Cal Ripken Jr., who's highly regarded as one of the greatest baseball players of all time. He said, "Sport can play a big role in teaching values and principles. It can be a huge developmental tool for life. Just think, teamwork, leadership, work ethic, and trust are all part of the game and are all also factors in how we make the most of our lives. So, an essential part of the job for every player is to help the young people of today learn these lessons so that they can live better lives tomorrow."